Namaste everyone. Hello yogis. Welcome to your practice. Today's class is called Movement Medicine. My name is Steven from YogaWorks in South Africa. And movement medicine is all about, when you get stuck in your negative thoughts, maybe fears about the future, doubts, whatever it is, in a bit of a disconnected headspace, you could say. Sometimes the first medicine that we grab for is some extra screen time. It might be you walking to the fridge to get some food. It might be indulging in shopping using your credit card. It might be sex. It might be business. It might be work. It might be making money. And we all know how that ends. It sort of provides a very temporary little relief, but it doesn't last for very long. Nothing substantial and long-term can be found there. So what I've found in that case, because we all have those moments where we feel a little bit of discomfort, disconnection, then if I just get on my mat and start moving in any way that feels good to me, then suddenly everything kind of falls into place. I get a bit of a different perspective. So that's the movement medicine we're going to be taking today. Your mat should be your safe space in which you can experiment, to try out new things, to do exactly what you need on that day. On some days it might be doing 20 handstands, and on some other days it might be just lying your back doing shavasana for a whole class if that's what you need at the moment. So there's no good or bad place or way to practice. There's only you showing up for what you really need. So in this session we're going to be doing really simple, really repetitive movements, repeating from this shape to this shape and over, so that after a while you won't have to think about this anymore. It becomes a moving meditation, if you like. I would like you to not worry about the alignment at all today, and just focus on calm breaths and a sense of fun and joy and happiness as you move through this. And if you can't find us, it just means you probably have to skip that movement or that part of the class, just take a little break, because we're not here to strain ourselves. There's a lot of hidden strength in a lot of these movements, but you will hardly notice because you'll just be enjoying moving your body like this. So just come into a cross-legged position. My microphone doesn't like the cross-legged position. And then just maybe walk a little bit forward and just move around a bit. So we're not going to be still in any one single position today. We'll just be moving. Just sway side to side. And this actually lets your body know that everything is fine. Your hips might be feeling tight. You might be hardly keeping it together in your day-to-day. But just doing this sends a signal everything's fine. Rocking yourself into a place of calm presence, as it were. And then just lift up. Just do this brief boat pose, just to swap the legs, and then the other leg goes in front. And do the same. You walk a little bit forward, you might be more upright or more forward, it doesn't matter. And just sway side to side, just feel what there is to feel. You're arriving into your body, as it were. Of course, you're always in your body, but it's kind of easy to lose that connection sometimes when we are living the story in our head and going about our daily work and tasks. So just sway and let all the stress and tension you were holding flow out. And I will make this a little bit more dynamic, come back into boat, just briefly balancing on the hips. Swap the legs again and fold forward. Now we'll keep moving, lift up, lift the legs, swap them, and fold forward. Lift up, brief boat, swap again, fold forward. No need to think, you know exactly what to do. This is not a thinking activity, this is just doing and losing ourselves in these movements. Just enjoying all the things our body can do. Sometimes we tend to focus on the things we can't do or we can't yet do, which is not a good space. So rather focus on this right here. This feels amazing. You just woke up, it's Sunday morning or whatever time it is where you are, and you're just exploring a bit. Nice, now we'll change it. Lift the legs Bring the left knee down and then bring your right foot over the left knee. Nice, just like that. Lift up into boat. Swap the legs, so right knee goes under, left foot goes over. Very easy. You can use your hands behind you for support. Lift and swap. Lift and swap. And then try without hands if it's possible. Lift and swap. Lift up. Swap the legs. One more each side. Lift. Swap. Use your hands if you need to. There's no problem. Nice. Now turn your left knee towards the long edge of your mat. Start to move your right leg back, pigeon pose. We're not going to hold again. Slide the right knee back towards your left foot and swap the legs. So right knee is now facing the long edge, left leg back, pigeon. Slide the left knee in, swap the legs, pigeon. Right leg back. Don't worry about the alignment, just worry about, well, nothing actually. Just do the movements and make them as smooth and controlled and fun as possible. Some of these might be a little bit new to you, just enjoy being in a new space in that case. That's really where the growth lies, and just trying something that we haven't experienced before and just trying it on for size. Do you want to do more of this or less of this? You are in charge of your own practice. Last one. Return to the middle. Again, windscreen wipe the knees to the left, and then with your hands behind you, just windscreen wipe them to the right. So there's always one knee comes close to the sole of the other foot, more or less. And just explore. You might not go all the way down if your knees stop a little bit off the ground, and that's perfect. So just see how far your body is happy to go. Not where your mind wants to go, but where your body is happy to go. And then if you've got a bit more space, you can walk your hands a bit closer so you're sitting more upright. Feel the movements of your thigh bones in the hip sockets. And then if you like, you can try this without your hands down. Just let your hands follow the movement without touching the floor. Or if you need your hands in, by all means, keep them behind you. Nice. Next time your knees end up to the left, keep them there. And then just reach far back and to the sides, a little side bend, little twist. And then lift back up. Swap the legs. You can use your hands. And side bend, reach back, soften down. Lift up. Swap the legs to the first side. Side bend, stretch and reach. Lift up. And reach with the left hand. Nice. Keep going. Soothing, simple, repetitive movements to get out of our head and into our body. Let's do one more to each side. You can try swap without using your hands if you like. It's a bit more core, a bit more hip strength. Nice. Back to the first side. This time step your right foot over the left knee and then place your hands down. Do a little bow down. Place the right knee back. Swap the legs. Take the left foot over the right knee and bow down. Nice. You got it. Or if you haven't got it, just keep practicing. Lift your knees. Right foot sweeps over and a little bow, like a curtsy on your mat. Knees down, windscreen wipe to the other side. Left foot sweeps over and soften down. One more to each side. Place the knee back. Swap the legs. Sweep the right leg over and bow. Last one. Go slowly. This is really how I like to move when I don't have a lot of time or I just need to get out of my head into my body. This is often what my home practice looks like. Let's go back to the first side. This time we're going to keep the knees how they are and just lift up into a sort of camel pose. So just pushing the hips a little bit up and forward here. And then sit back down with control. Swap the legs. And lift up. So the hips just lift up and forward a bit. Lower the hips down. Swap around. You can do all of this with your hands down, no problem. Lift up. Lower. Swap. Lift up. Lower. And just notice where your head is at. You're like, I can't do any of this. This is so hard. My movements don't look anything like those of other people. All of this is unhelpful. Just move. Even if you ignore what I'm saying, you're just doing your own movement. That's still better than getting stuck in your head and imagining negative things that are not really there. We're changing something. Actually, let's keep this one. We'll start on the left. So windscreen wipe to the left. Little lift. Now this time take the back leg, your right foot, step it out and sort of soften the hips down. Really great for inner thighs, hip flexors. And then come back. For a moment you're going to be balancing on your left knee. Come down softly, not like me. And then lift up the knees. Lift the hips. Step your left foot out. Little bend, so soften down, sort of a lunge. Come back. Maybe try without hands. Bit of balance. Exercise. Lower down. Let's swap. Lift up. Step right foot out. Oops. Soften the hips down. Bring the right knee back. And windscreen wipe. Removing all the stuck little bits from our mind and also body. They go together. They are not separate. Let's do one more on each side. And you'll feel these movements, you might not notice, but they involve a lot of strength, a lot of focus, a lot of core. But they are fun. Windscreen wipe to the left. This time we'll change it up a little bit. Place your left ankle on the right knee, just like this. Doesn't matter how high that knee goes, just find out for yourself. For this one, I'd recommend have the hands behind you. And then before we move, press the right knee up a little bit into that left foot. Almost like the right knee wants to swing open, but it's stuck under that left ankle. And then let the right knee win, lift up the whole thing with your foot on the ankle still. Your ankle on the knee rather. And then come down the other side. So sort of ankle to knee pose, don't worry too much about the alignment because we are moving backwards and forwards. So moving between external and internal rotation in the hips. A couple of times. If it's not fun, then stop it immediately. It's not working for you. You need to find something else or modify whatever we're doing. This should not be stressful or impossible. It should give you a feeling of, yeah, I've got this. This is within my reach. Then when you get to the left, remove the ankle from the knee. Just swap to the second side, knees to the right. Right ankle on the left knee. Again, before we move, press that left knee up as if it wants to escape the bind. You'll feel the muscles on the outer left hip switch on here. Now let's keep this. Let the left knee win. Lift up with the ankle on your knee and then come into a sort of ankle to knee pose. Fire log pose, also called a swipe back and forth a few times. Doesn't matter how high your knee is. You can see mine is quite high. It's not quite Instagram ready yet. Everyone thinks all yoga teachers have amazingly open everything. Hips, shoulders, spine. It's not true. Everyone has some tight spots and some more open areas. Nice. And then slowly release, come into a squat. So we've just spent a little time opening around the hips, connecting core to hips. Move around a little bit in your squat. Doesn't matter if your heels come up, maybe both of your heels come up, maybe one comes down as you move. Maybe both are down, all of this is okay. And then slowly come up, place your feet a little bit wider, face the side of your mat, and then bend your knees into a horse stance. So we're softening the hips down, keeping the core a little bit strong here. But just have a soft bend in the knees, nothing too intense. We're not going as deep as possible. Nice. So there's a buoyancy, a springiness in the legs. Feel that connection where your feet are pressing down onto the earth. And then slowly gather your hands around your center, slowly lift up through the midline. Soft hands all the way up and then out to the side. That's the exhale. Inhale through the central channel, the Sushumna Nadi, the yogis call it. Exhale, whatever you don't need, out to the side. Push it away. Inhale. Exhale. Let it be smooth. Inhale, no thinking. Just do it. Exhale. One more. Feel this energy rise inside you. Exhale, push away what you don't need. Now we'll change direction. Inhale, gather whatever is yours. And exhale, coffee press down the center, so to speak. Inhale, receive. Exhale, take it in. Inhale, what would you like to invite more of? Exhale, press it down into your center. Inhale. Exhale, coffee press. Two more, inhale. Exhale, receive. Inhale, it's all yours. If you can see it, if you can hear it, it is for you. Exhale. Take a moment, release the hands to your thighs, just feel. Close your eyes, just drop in. Can you feel, even when your legs are shaking, even when things get challenging, there's still an opportunity to just tune in. And then straighten the legs, shake them out. We're going to change the movements around. Come to the top of your mat. Have your feet hip distance, maybe even a little bit wider, just for the purpose of this class. On the inhale, lift your arms. Keep the arms lifted, start to lift your heels, come up onto tippy toes. And then start to bend your knees really slowly, come down with your hips onto the heels. And then let's go back up, stay on tippy toes if you can, lift, 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 lift as high as possible. Heels come down, hands come to your heart. Inhale, lift the heels, lift up. Bend your knees, soften the hips down towards your heels. Again, lifting back up, go as smoothly as possible, not all at once. Stretch up. Hands come to heart, heels down. Adding on, inhale, rise. Lift your heels, lift your arms. Bend your knees, the hips slowly come down. Not fast, not slow. And then here, hands to heart. Lower the knees to your mat. For a moment, walk the hands back. Just a little bit behind you. Nice. And then come up all the way onto your knees. Lift the arms. And then cactus arms, pull the elbows back, lift your heart up to the sky. It should feel amazing. Slowly back, sit back onto the heels. Lift your knees, a bit of a balancing exercise. You can always use your hands. Let's lift up, 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 all the way. Hands to heart, heels down. Inhale, let's rise. Yes, you wobble, that's not the point. Bend your knees, slowly lower. Lower the knees down. Reach your hands behind you just for a breath. Nice, come to sit all the way up onto the knees. Lift the arms, cactus. Lift up again. Find your balance on the toes. Lift all the way up. Hands down, heels down. Inhale. Lift the heels, stretch up. Bend your knees. How slowly, how smoothly can you lower down? Set the knees down softly, hands behind you just for a breath. Feel the front of the thighs lengthen. And then lift all the way up onto your knees. Lift the arms, cactus. Lift the heart up. Wow. Slowly back down. This time, can you come into, squat. You might have to move the feet a little bit wider. Let's try that transition a few times. Move the knees forward, touch them down. Move the knees back, squat. Your heels might not come all the way down, that's fine. Move the knees forward. Move the knees back. Takes a lot of control, but just have fun with this. Knees forward, knees back. Let's do one more. Forward and back. Nice. Here, place the hands down. Step the right foot back. Lower your right knee. Lift the arms. We're just moving. Focus not on the movements, but on the space in between the transitions. Your breath, downward dog, press back. The calm state of your mind. Inhale here. Exhale, step right foot just outside right hand. Step left foot outside left hand, squat. Soften the hips down. Lift all the way up, stretch your arms. Hands to heart, back to where we started. Nice, lift the heels, lift the arms. Bend your knees, slowly, elevator down. Nice, lower the knees softly. Hands behind you, lift the heart for a moment. And lift all the way up onto your knees. Lift arms, cactus. Lift the heart, arch the back. Lift back up. Sit back on the heels. We're coming to squat with hands or without hands. Doesn't matter. From here, hands down, left foot back. Lower your left knee. Inhale the arms. Low lunge. Just move with joy, with a sense of presence. Hands down, down dog. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, left foot outside left foot. Left foot outside left hand. Right foot outside right hand. Squat. Slowly rise, the legs straighten, lift the arms. Hands to your heart. Inhale, rise, lift up onto tippy toes. Hands to heart, slowly lower down. Lower your knees. Stretch the hands back. Nice. Camel variation, lift up onto the knees. Pull your elbows back so that the heart explodes out of your chest. Slowly come back. We're going to squat. Make a plan. Find it in your body. Make any adjustments you need to. Hands down, right foot back. Lower the knee. Lift the arms. Lower your hands. Inhale to plank this time. We've been building a little sequence. Exhale, just lower all the way down into your belly. Locust pose, lift everything up, your arms, your legs, your head, your chest. Lower back down, shift back, downward facing dog. Inhale in down dog. Exhale, right foot outside right hand. Left foot outside left hand, squat. Take your prayer all the way up. Hands to heart. Inhale, rise. Lift your heels, stretch up. Hands slowly come down as the hips lower. Lower your knees. Move your hands a little bit back. Lift up onto your knees. Lift the arms, pull elbows back. Slowly come back. We're coming to squat. Hands down, step the left foot back. Lower your left knee. Inhale, rise. Lower the hands, find your plank. Calm, focused, with control with the breath. Exhale, slowly lower. Doesn't matter how. Locust pose, lift up so your back body is strengthening. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, left foot outside left hand. Right foot outside right hand, squat. Take your prayer all the way up, reach to the sky. Hands to heart. Place feet a little bit closer together, mountain pose. Observe. You are taking your movement medicine. For an hour or so, you've switched off your phone. Well, maybe you're watching the screen, but at least you're not scrolling around aimlessly. You're tuning into the sound and the touch of your own body in space. You know how you feel after hours at your desk, work on computer, sending more emails, or scrolling through more pages. And you know how you feel after moving your body in this way. Not that you shouldn't do one or the other, but there should be a sense of balance. Nice. From here, lift your arms. Bring your hands to heart, lift your heels. You can again lower the hips onto your heels like we've done before, or if you want something a bit more challenging, you can start to reach your knees forward and your heart back. Knees forward, the heart back. So there's a back bend and more leg work here. This is called a sissy squat. I have no idea where that name comes from. And then lift up onto your knees, cactus the arms. Wow. And then lower the hands down, downward facing dog, step back. That's a little flow to go from down dog to some twists and a little back bend. So first walk the hands a little bit closer. Reach your right hand to left ankle. Just twist for a moment. Place the right hand back. Soften the hips, down, hammock. A sort of up dog, but the toes stay tucked under. Lift your hips, down dog. Left hand to right ankle, so swap it around. Left hand back. Hips come forward and down. Nice. Lift the hips. Right hand, left ankle. Stretch and twist for a moment. We're not holding any poses for really long today. We're just moving in a way that feels good. Again, if it doesn't feel good, make amends. Change it around. Left hand to right ankle. Let's do one more each side. Hips down. Right hand to left ankle. Hammock. Left hand to right ankle. Child's pose. When you take a break after doing nothing, it doesn't feel great. But when you rest, after having moved and stretched and balanced and strengthened, it feels really restoring and calming. That's the sense of balance that we are after in this practice. Enjoy this moment of calm. Not that the rest of the session is not calm, but we're going to move into a series of standing poses that require a little bit of strength, a little bit of balance. Nothing too intense, but still a bit of work. Come back into downward facing dog when you feel ready. And then just step your right foot forward into a lunge. Nice. Now I'll start to lift up in your lunge, lift the torso. For this one, I'd recommend hands to heart or hands on the hips. And then we're going to just bring the left knee forward as we step onto the right foot. That's it. So lift the left knee, find your balance, and then really slowly step it back into a lunge. That's it. 2 really simple poses. We'll move from one to the other. Left knee up. Step back. Left knee up. Softly step back. We can do this for the rest of the class. No, we won't. So let's do 2 more. Left knee up. Step back. Last time. Left knee up. Step back. Nice. We're changing it around. Left knee up. We'll start here. And then left leg back behind you, sort of warrior 3. Left knee, bring it up. Left leg, kick it back. Your arms do whatever feels best. Left knee up. Left leg back. And put some punch into it. We've got 2 more. Maybe kick your foot forward. Kaya! Bring in your Kung Fu warrior. Left leg back, kick the enemy from behind. 1 more, kick forward, yeah, and kick back, yeah. Who is this enemy, you might ask? Well, it's your negative thoughts, your mind that goes crazy inside your head. Lower the hands, standing split, left leg high. Let's bring the left knee behind the right knee, and then just curtsy down a little bit. So bend both knees. Stretch everything up and curtsy down. I think this is called a Shiva squat. Lift up, lower down. Let's do 2 more. Lift and lower. If you're starting to shake, so am I. That's a good sign. Left knee behind the right and lift up. Step your left foot far back. Lower the knee, come up with your hands to your front knee. Ooh la la, this leg work is intense. Nice, here we go. Next little flow is really simple. We're going to press the hands on the front knee and just tuck the back toes under, lift the left knee off the mat and slowly lower it back down. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Lift up and lower down. Lift and lower. There's a very advanced version of this pose. If you can do this with a smile, then you're really an advanced yogi. If you're cursing and swearing on the inside, still got a little bit of work to do. And lower, down. Now stay down. Bring hands to the heart. Inhale here. 2 poses again. Exhale, left elbow over right knee, twist to the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, left elbow over right knee, twist. Don't care how far you go. Inhale. Exhale, just make it feel good. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. And last one, inhale. Exhale. Now bring both hands inside your front foot and just soften here for a moment. This is our little break in between the first side and the second side. There's nothing much you have to do here, just drop in. Just drop in. Let the breath slow down. and let your mind stay focused on the task at hand. We want to move in a way that makes us feel better. This should be movement medicine. It shouldn't be like, oh man, I still have to do my yoga practice. I kind of don't really feel like it. No, you just get on your mat and do what is needed for you today. Is it calming that you need? Do you need relaxation? Do you need strengthening? Do you need to open up some tight spots? All of this is good. It doesn't have to look any particular way. Definitely doesn't have to look like anything on Instagram. Nice. Place your hands down. Downward facing dog. Let's get ready. You're born ready. Step your left foot forward. Come into a high lunge. The hands, you can just relax them, have them on the hips, have them at the heart, whatever you like. I like to just dangle the arms. Nice. All we're going to do is right knee up, balance on the left foot. Step it back. Good. Right knee up and step back. We've got 3 more. We're doing 5 of each. Lift and lower. Lose yourself in the movement. There is no self. You've made it up. Lift your right knee and step it back. Sorry, I lost count. Let's do 2 more. That's probably 1 extra. And lift. Hold it here. Warrior 3. Kick your right leg back behind you. Lean a little bit forward. And then right knee up. Nice. Right leg back. Doesn't matter how many times you fall out. That's part of this practice. Lift the right knee. 3 more. Kick back. Boom. And kick forward. Bam. Kick back. How aggressive is this yoga class? And kick forward. We're dealing with the worst enemy you'll ever meet, which is your untrained mind. Kick forward, bam, kung fu fighting, and kick back, boom. Keep the leg back, lower the hands, standing split. Right leg high. Nice, right knee behind left knee. I know this is your favorite, so let's do 5. Squat down, or little curtsy. Right leg high. Right knee behind the left. Lower down a little bit. Nobody cares how much, just do what you can. Lift the right leg high. 3 more. Curtsy down. And lift. Wow, legs are on fire. Lower down. And lift up. Last one. Lower. And lift. Step the right foot back. Lower the right knee down. Oh, that feels good. Because we've been working nicely before, of course. Hands on the front knee. Tuck the back toes under. Here we go. Lift the back knee. It's a small movement, but really effective. Lower the right knee down. Accept the trembling. Lift the right knee up. Lower the right knee down. 3 more. Lift and lower. 2 more. Calm mind, active and strong body. They go together. 1 more. Lift and lower softly. Hands to heart. Last one. Right elbow, left knee. Twist. And return to center. Twist. And neutral. Twist. And back to center. 2 more. Twist. And release. Last one. Twist. And release. Hands inside your left foot. You can wiggle the left foot a bit to the side of space. And then just soften down. Kind of a lizard pose, but make it mild. Make it mild. Again, drop in. This is it, the space that you create. You could have been sitting on the couch or stayed in bed for longer, but you wouldn't have that kind of same effect as you do now after moving your body in all these curious ways. if you find any of these movements that really feel like, wow, this is exactly the medicine that my body needs, then just do a few minutes of it on a daily basis. If you find something that feels terrible or you can't do any of it, then check it out and never visit it again. You are in charge of your practice. Slowly release. Step back to down dog just to stretch everything out for a moment. And then bring right knee behind your right wrist for pigeon pose. Stretch your left leg back. We've been moving pretty much continuously for about 40 minutes. And now we'll just hold poses a little bit longer. It's really great, the muscles love this, to warm up, to be active, to stretch and strengthen, to balance. And then you might find you get a little bit more space. So walk the left leg back in line with your left hip. The higher lift this right foot, the more intense the stretch will get. You can, if it's too much, bring the heel in. If it's not enough, then lift the heel a little bit higher. I'm going to go somewhere in between. And then we'll do 3 versions, maybe 4 actually. 4 versions of pigeon pose. The first one is with a side bend, so walk your hands to the left side. So over the foot that's close to you. And then reach further forward with your, especially your right hand, and lower the forehead a little bit down. Maybe it touches all the way down, maybe not, don't worry about it. And then just sink in here. Your body and even your mind are designed to feel amazing. Not just when you're young, at any age. They are designed to feel unlimited. And in our yoga practice, we start to remember this possibility. Even if you just get a little glimpse once in a while, that's a good start. You know what the goal ahead is then. Slowly lift back up. Now let's go the other way. Bring the left elbow down, hold your right knee with your left hand. And then with the right hand, press the fingertips down outside your knee and turn your chest to the right a little bit. For this one, we're not super low, actually we're lifting up a bit. And just rotate and feel this, the spine turn away from the pelvis, from the hips, which are pretty much stable here. Nice. Pigeon version 3. This one is a bit more active, so press up onto your fingertips. Press that front shin and knee down quite a bit from your hip joint. Lift the chest up so there's a little back bend. You can even press your hands onto your front knee if you want to lift a little bit more. And I'll offer one more option. You don't need to take it, but it might be fun. So you can bend your back knee if you like, and then with one hand or 2 hands, reach back to hold the back foot. Nice. And then kick your back foot into the handle. This will lift the chest a little bit more. This will put some tension into this pose. This one hits a whole lot of tight spots for me. It's not exactly my most comfortable pose, but I'm always happy afterwards that I did a bit more of this work. And then slowly release that back foot. Here comes the dessert. Lower your elbows down and do nothing for a little bit. Just do as little as possible. Or you can also make a pillow with your hands, rest your forehead on the hands. And then just drop in for, we've got about a minute in this final version. I'm going to keep quiet for a moment so you can observe what's happening in your body. Feeling what happens on the inhale. There's a sense of new energy, new possibility coming in. What happens on the exhale, there's a sense of deflating, not in a bad way, but as in releasing stuff from the past that you don't need. And then slowly release. Place your hands, step back to downward dog. We've been in this pigeon pose for a while, so you might feel a whole lot in that right hip. You might feel the difference with the left hip. There's bound to be quite a difference. Just feel the left leg and the right leg. For me, that right leg is alive, it's warmer, it's throbbing with, not with pain, but with energy and the blood flowing again after being compressed for a little while. And then bring the left knee forward behind your left wrist. So you want that left knee to the outside of the mat. Walk the right leg back. You can always look back just to check how that back leg is. We won't have to worry about it for the rest of the pose. Again, for less hip stretch, bring this heel closer in. For more, lift it higher up. For me, this is a little bit too much. I'm going to go halfway. I will start with the side bend. Walk your hands to the right. Walk your left hand extra far away and soften the chest down. Just feel this left hip is moving back. Left hand is reaching forward and away. Breath is soft. Your mind can relax. In the body, nothing to worry about here. Slowly return the hands to the middle and then lower your right elbow. Hold your left knee with your right hand. Press the left fingertips down. Lift your chest up and turn the chest to the left. That's it. A little twist. We're not trying to fold forward as deeply as possible. This is more a rotation around the spine in the torso. Couple of breaths in this version of pigeon. Nice, return to the middle. More active version now. Number 3 is pressing the hands down, lifting the chest up. Keep pushing down through that front leg with all the parts that touch the mat. You could stay here, this is perfect. Or you can bend that back leg with a little bit of luck. You can catch the foot or the ankle. You can also use a belt or a strap if that's a bit far away. And then kick your foot into the hand. If you don't kick it, you'll just fall forward. But if you kick it into the hand, you'll have support to pull you up. Really great pose for hip range of motion here. The front of the right hip and the outside of the left hip are really getting a serious stretch here. And slowly release. And now we're ready for the dessert. We've got 1 minute to fold forward, do whatever feels good for your body. And then the torso just relax down on the left leg, on the left thigh. Scan your body for any remaining tension. And if it's possible, invite it to flow out. If it's not possible, then we'll just have to come back to this practice and do more work the next time. We are taking our movement medicine and then giving it some time to do its job, to work its magic inside us. Some of its benefits we will feel immediately, and some benefits we will feel later. Slowly come up, swing your right leg, your back leg forward, and lie down on your back. Next, place your right ankle on the left knee in a figure of four kind of shape. And then reach your right hand through the gap in the legs, hold the left shin or thigh, and then just lie back. We've done a lot of hip, well, strengthening mainly in the first part of the class, and then lengthening of the outer hips in the second part. So just feel all of this work settling in. Make it as relaxing as possible. And then keep your ankle on the knee, just place the left foot down, walk your left foot a bit off the mat to the left, and just lower the knees to, well, wherever they end up, it's okay. Just soften the knees down. This might be quite a mild pose for your body, for some of us. But if it's mild, then just let it be mild. If it's too much with the ankle on the knee, you can also move the foot off your knee. A couple of more breaths here to allow everything to be just as it is. You are in the right place. Your body is the right body. Your practice is in the right place. You keep coming back and it's going to change over time, of course. But it is already perfect. And then slowly release, so lift the knees back up. Place the left ankle on the right knee. And then reach with the, you're going to have to lift the right foot off the mat, reach the left arm through, hold your right shin or the right thigh if that works better for you. And really lightly pull the right knee towards you and resist the left knee a little bit away. Let it be restful and enjoyable here. And as we are close to the end of the practice, can you start to get into that restful relaxation state? Already here. We don't have to wait for Shavasana. Release the hands, lower the right foot down, walk the right foot a bit off the mat to the right, lower the knees, maybe spread the arms, and rest here for a few more breaths in this simple twist. I find sometimes in my own practice, it's not that I have to do more. It's often that I have to do less. Maybe let go of some limiting mindset that doesn't serve me. Maybe doing less of other things that don't add a lot to my health or well-being, so that I have more time for what really matters. Maybe work a little bit less so that I have more time for my personal development, for the family, for relationships. Often we need to do a little bit less to make space. Slowly release. Start to stretch the legs out on your mat. Wiggle your arms and legs so that you're really comfortable here. Soften the whole area around the hips and the lower back, thighs. We've done a lot of work here. And now there's nothing left to be done. Imagine you're this puddle of water spreading out onto the floor underneath you. This is the most important part of the practice. Use this time to receive the benefits of your efforts. Start to take a few deeper breaths. If you have a little bit more time, then you're of course welcome to rest here for a little while longer. If you need to move on to other things, start to move your hands and move your feet. Bend your knees and then roll over onto your favorite side, the left or the right. And then slowly make your way up to sitting. Brace your palms together. Take a moment to feel gratitude for giving yourself your own medicine. This is not my medicine, this is you who decided to come here and get on your mat and come back over and over again to this wonderful practice of yoga. So now we can go out and share this with everybody around us. Touch your hands to your forehead, to your heart center, and bow yourself on the mat. Thank you so much for practicing. Namaste, everybody. This was Steven from Yoga Works. I really love to hear your feedback, so drop me a note. Namaste. How are you feeling after this? Did the medicine work? Or what would you like to see more of? If you missed any of the previous classes, head over to my website, yogaworks.co.za. Share this with anybody that you feel might benefit. And if you want to support or make a donation to keep this online content going, you can find us a few links on the contact page on the same website, yogaworks.co.za. Thanks so much for being here, and see you really soon.